Thanksgiving weekend was pretty wild, and there's a lot to be thankful for, unless you're a Vikings or Falcons fan. Last week, I went 10-6, bringing my total record on the season to 123, 70-1. In this video, I'll be predicting every Week 14 game with score predictions. If you enjoyed this video, then please drop a like and subscribe if you're new. Subscribe takes a second, and it really helps me out. Thank you, and let's get started. Tennessee Titans versus Cleveland Browns. And we're opening up with a tank bowl to end all tank bowls. The Titans, after competing with the Seahawks last week, got BTA'd by the Jaguars at home. They've been finally eliminated from the playoffs, and honestly, I don't know how it took this long. The Browns are somehow still able to make the playoffs, even if the chance of that occurring is less than the chance that Disney actually puts out a good Star Wars movie. Shedeur Sanders was extremely average in their loss to the 49ers, but the one thing the Browns do have going for them is an elite defense, so I'll take them 20-10. Myles Garrett is only 4 sacks away from the record, and he might just break it this week. Seattle Seahawks versus Atlanta Falcons. The Falcons might be the most disappointing team this season, and that's saying something. They lost in embarrassing fashion to the Jets of all teams, giving up 13 in the fourth quarter to Tyrod Taylor and a bunch of misfits at receiver. At least Bijan was good. The Seahawks absolutely destroyed the Vikings. Sam Darnold and the entire offense really wasn't that good, but their defense played arguably the best game any defense has played this season. I'll take Seattle 28-16. The Falcons are in tanking mode, and the Seahawks have a real shot to win the division after the Rams lost last week. Indianapolis Colts versus Jacksonville Jaguars. I'm picking Jacksonville 27-24. I'm just going to come out and say that right now. And it's not because I think Jacksonville is like a way better team than Indy or anything. It's because Indy hasn't won in Jacksonville in over 11 years. The last time Indy won in Jacksonville, Barack Obama was the president of the United States. The last time Indy won in Jacksonville, Stranger Things, the show known for running way too long and having 24-year-olds play teenagers, yeah, that wasn't even a concept yet. The last time Indy won in Jacksonville, the iPhone 6 was the latest iPhone you could buy. The last time Indy won in Jacksonville, LeBron James made his return to the Cleveland Cavaliers. It just never happens. And considering Jacksonville's on a 3-game winning streak while Indy's on a 2-game losing streak, I see Jacksonville getting it done again. Washington Commanders versus Minnesota Vikings. Well, if Vikings fans thought things couldn't get any worse after the Packers game, try getting shut out for the first time since 2007. It's now been 6 quarters, a game and a half since the Vikings scored a single point. I don't give 2 shits who the QB is. An offense with this much talent shouldn't be bottom 5. Things need to happen now or KOC is getting fired, and maybe he should be because he has failed to help his rookie quarterbacks at all. Max Bozer wasn't good by any means, but O'Connell did not help him. The Vikings are getting 9 back from injury, so we'll see if things finally change, but I doubt it. The Commanders are getting Jaden Daniels back, which is huge, and they actually played really well against the Broncos last week, losing in overtime on a 2-point conversion. This team, while likely not making the playoffs, is frisky, and I do think they get the win here 20-16. The Vikings offense has been so bad that I don't trust them to do anything, and Jaden Daniels should be able to find enough opportunities to win. Cincinnati Bengals versus Buffalo Bills. The Bengals might be back. Joe Burrow returned last week on Thanksgiving and immediately made a huge impact, playing really well in a win over the Ravens. The Bengals defense also randomly locked in, forcing 5 turnovers out of Baltimore's offense. It's going to be really tough, but the Bengals have a shot at winning this division if they can win out. That starts with a win here against Buffalo, who are coming off a good win over Pittsburgh. They ran the ball a ton and played great defense, which is good because you can't be asking Josh Allen to do everything every week. However, I'm actually taking Cincy in this one 30-24. Joe Burrow has never lost to Josh Allen in his career, and I think his return has lit a fire under the Bengals. I expect them to pull off a big upset and keep their very slim playoff hopes alive. New Orleans Saints versus Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Well, this is certainly a game. The Saints lost a close one to the Dolphins despite getting multiple chances to tie or pull ahead, including recovering an onside kick. Tyler Shuck was mid again, and they couldn't really run the ball without Alvin Kamara. Bucks coming off a close one over the Cardinals. Buck Irvin came back and looked really good, and their defense got a couple key turnovers. The last time these two played, the Bucks won 23-3, and while I don't think that score will be that bad, I am taking Tampa 27-14. Bucks need every win they can to prevent getting jumped by the Panthers, and this should be a pretty easy one. Pittsburgh Steelers versus Baltimore Ravens. Both of these teams are spiraling. The Steelers are on a 2-game losing streak and last week lost to the Bills by 19. Aaron Rodgers looked very old and the run game was non-existent. They also couldn't get any pressure on Josh Allen despite the Bills playing 2 backup tackles. Once again, it seems as if the Steelers are finishing 9-8 this year. The Ravens lost to the Bengals and their offense looked horrible. Lamar Jackson has quietly been very bad as of late. In the last 3 games, he has a sub-60 completion percentage, 0 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions. I'm not sure what's going going on, but he needs to be better if the Ravens are going to make a playoff push. I'm going to believe in the Ravens at home. I think they win this 23-20. The Steelers have been just such a weird team this season despite following the same script they do every year, and I just trust the Ravens a bit more right now. Miami Dolphins versus New York Jets. God damn it, Jets. Did you really have to win that game? I mean, yeah, a win is good, but all it's going to do is hurt your draft position. I get this QB class isn't as good as we thought it would be, but you still desperately need a quarterback, and it'll really suck if you put yourselves out of position to get one. The Dolphins are shockingly on a 3-game win streak. It'll be tough, but with a lot of help and a lot of winning, they may just find themselves in the dance. The Dolphins beat the Jets last time they played, and I think they do that again 24-19. I'll give Miami credit. This is a hungry team, and I think their record moves to every 10-year-old's favorite number after this win. Denver Broncos versus Las Vegas Raiders. I think it's safe to call Denver the AFC's version of the Panthers. Their ability to consistently play either up or down to competition is remarkable. How do you go from beating the Chiefs to barely beating the Commanders? They have an 8-2 record of one-score games, and some of these finishes rival the Chiefs from last year. At least they're not the Raiders, who have officially been eliminated from the playoffs after getting blown up by the Chargers. Brock Bowers is the only good player on this offense, and I'm sure he'll get traded to the Cowboys in a couple of years. This isn't a contest. Give me the Broncos 23-13. It'll be kind of close because that's what the Broncos do, but there's no reason they should lose this game. Los Angeles Rams versus Arizona Cardinals. LA. What the hell was that? I get the Panthers randomly have the ability to transform into the 2007 Patriots whenever they feel like it, but come on. That was not a game you should have lost. Matt Stafford threw 2 interceptions, including a pick 6, and Bryce Young carved up their defense. They've now dropped to the 2 seed in the NFC, and the Seahawks are right on their ass for the division. The Cardinals are as far away from the Rams' ass as possible. They are entirely out of the playoffs after doing what they do every single week, losing in a one-score game. They're now 2-7 in one-score games, with those 2 wins being their first 2 of the season. And to make matters worse, MHJ is out again. I'll take the Rams to bounce back with a 31-24 victory. It'll probably be a one-score game like it usually is, but the Rams are significantly better. Chicago Bears versus Green Bay Packers. I never thought I'd see the day. After starting 0-2, the Bears have climbed back and are now sitting at the 1 seed in the NFC. Their first time holding it this late into the season since 2006. There have been all this shit talking about how they haven't beaten any good teams, but they just destroyed the Eagles in a game that wasn't nearly as close as the score indicated. They rushed for nearly 300 yards on Philly and also played some lockdown defense. We need to start recognizing the Bears as a true Super Bowl contender. The Packers are also in that conversation though. They're coming off a big win over the Lions where Jordan Love threw 4 touchdown passes and some of the throws he made were really good. I'm not sure he's there yet, but he's definitely creeping toward that top 10 QB range. This game is extremely important for both these teams, but I do see the Packers getting it done in a close 27-23 win. The Bears are going to want to run the ball, but the Packers have a top 10 run defense, and I think they, along with Jordan Love, do just enough to pull out a victory. Houston Texans versus Kansas City Chiefs. It might be happening. It might be happening. The Chiefs might be missing the playoffs for the first time since 2014. Sitting at 6-6, the Chiefs have just a 34% chance to make the playoffs. They're currently on a 3-game losing streak, and their schedule doesn't get that much easier, especially this week against the Texans, who shut down the Colts offense like they've been doing to teams all season. CJ Stroud came back and played well enough, but as usual, the defense won them that game, and I think they do that again. Give me Houston 19-17. If things play out this way, KC might have to win out if they even want a chance at a playoff push. Philadelphia Eagles versus Los Angeles Chargers. The Eagles might be on fraud watch. Yeah, the Bears are a good team, but that game was bad. They got gashed in the run game and Jalen Hurts was awful. Kevin Patullo deserves plenty of blame, but he can only do so much when his QB is missing wide open slant routes or throwing into double coverage. The Eagles need to find answers and fast. The Chargers are coming off a nice win over the Raiders, but pretty much everybody beats the Raiders, so that one wasn't surprising. Both Justin Herbert and Amari Hampton should be good to go in this one, and I actually like the Chargers here 24-23. The Eagles are on a downward trajectory, and the Chargers defense is tough to play against, so I think they pull out a big win to stay in the AFC West race. But that's it. Those are my Week 14 NFL predictions. Where do you agree? Where do you disagree? Comment below. If you enjoyed this video, then please drop a like and subscribe if you're new, and that's it for me. See ya.